What's up everyone, Chris here with Archipelago. Today we're going to be taking a look at our set Quest 05. I'm going to be guiding you through all the unique features this set has to offer, along with some tips and tricks to help you get the best possible results. Let's jump in. Quest 05 is inspired by the sacred minerals rose quartz, citrin, jasper, and obsidian. It reflects these beautiful tones from nature, transforming and enhancing your images. Each profile acting like a dynamic gem tone veil of color and contrast. AQ051 features matte highlights and a subtle warm rose undertone. The accompanying rose quartz profile allows for an increase in richness and deepening of contrast and rose hues. AQ052 features a soft golden warmth throughout the tonal range. The citrin profile adds a tawny citrus undertone while adding dynamic contrast. AQ053 features an opaque earthy bronze color palette with deep emerald greens and peach highlights. The Jasper profile adds color, depth, and mood. We also have an extra bonus preset included with this pack. AQ054, inspired by the flowering obsidian. This preset and profile emulates both the jet black and light gray of this igneous rock. Decrease the profile on underexposed images to add lightness, and increase the profile on well-exposed images to add contrast. Now that we have a good idea what this set is all about, let's go ahead and start editing some images. So, first thing we want to do before anything else is set our white balance and exposure. Exposure is a little bit low on this, so I'm going to bring that up. More. Right about there is looking good to me. It's slightly on the magenta side, so I'm just going to back that down a little bit. Right about there looks good. Now let's go ahead and hover over our presets and see what we're working with. So yeah, as you can see here, very earthy, moody tones, and I'm definitely digging AQ051 on this. Give it a click. I'm going to bump the exposure up just a little bit more, right about there. And then let's go ahead and play with our rose quartz profile. Give that a slide up, just deepening of those earthy tones. Loving that. I think I'm going to stop it right around there. And that actually looks perfect to me. Let's go ahead and move on to our next. Alright, so on this particular image, again, I want to set my white balance and exposure. The exposure is a little bit on the darker side. Let's go ahead and raise that up to where we can see some of the details in the shadows there. How about right about there to still keep it low key? As far as the white balance, I think I'll warm it up a tad, just a little bit. Help out those skin tones. Right about there looks good. And then yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with it right there. Let's go ahead and hover over our presets and see which one we want to go with here. I think I'm going to go with 2 on this one. Give that a click. Maybe bump up the exposure a little bit here just to bring out those details. And then again, I want to play with my profile here. And with this one, I've got citrin. Let's see what that does. So that's bringing in a nice golden warmth to the image. And I'm actually going to go ahead and slide that all the way up here. Right about there. Looks perfect. Bump the exposure up just ever so slightly still. And yeah, that's looking beautiful to me. I'm going to go ahead and move on to next. All right, let's go ahead and check our white balance and exposure. The exposure is looking pretty good. I think I might bump that up a tad. Let's say right around 45 looks good. And then let's try to warm it up just a little bit here, just a bit. Okay, and then as far as the tint, I think I'm happy with it. Let's go ahead and hover over our presets here, see what we're working with. Yeah, I'm definitely going to go with 3 for this one. Give that a click. Nice, beautiful, rich greens on that. Let's turn that up a little bit as far as the exposure. Perfect. And then let's play around with Jasper here, our creative profile, and see what that's doing for us, okay? Definitely adding some depth and luminance to the skin tones. I like that look. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Go for a more dramatic look here. Play with our exposure again, kind of see exactly where we like it. I'm thinking right there for a really dramatic edit. Loving that. Let's go ahead and move on to the next. All right, as far as the exposure and white balance, let's go ahead and bump up the exposure a little bit. And actually, I'm going to be using AQ054 on this one, so I don't need to worry too much about the white balance. So let's go ahead and leave it right about there. Let's go ahead and apply that preset. And that's just a beautiful classic black and white. I absolutely love the matte. Yeah, I'm still getting all of the detail that I want out of the image, but I'm having that lovely stylized effect. So let's go ahead and play with the obsidian profile and see what that's going to do for us here. Adding in a little bit more detail on the left-hand side. or a little bit smoother of an effect over here towards the right, which is what I tend to go towards actually for a more classic black and white look. Let's do that. Let's bump up the exposure just slightly. And right about there looks absolutely perfect. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our last image. So the white balance and exposure look pretty good on this actually. Maybe bring the exposure up ever so slightly. Right about there looks good. Let's go ahead and apply a preset that we like. Let's see what we're working with. I think I like 2 on this, so I'm gonna give that a click. Looking good. And you know what I wanna do differently on this one? I wanna mix and match, especially since we have all these awesome profiles with this set. It's a great idea to mix and match. They all work wonderfully together. All right, let's go ahead and click here. All right, and check out our different profiles and see what those are doing. Jasper looks awesome with this. Close that, and then let's just play with the amount slider here. Yeah, and I definitely want to go for a more contrasty dynamic look here. That's looking awesome. Super happy with it actually. I'm gonna call it quits there. Let's go ahead and take a look at our before and afters. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. I hope this video was helpful and informative. This has been Chris, signing off, and I'll see you in the next one.